want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below.
So you really not gonna get my name?
I'm gonna get it, just not today.
Yeah, you about to get my name. She about to sit down, brother. You can
No,
start
I'm
setting
not,
up,
I'm
brother.
not getting it today.
You
I
serious?
told him, yeah, this was your idea. This was all your idea.
How you gonna play on me like that? Out of here. How you gonna play on me like that?
I'm
You
not
see,
playing on, okay,
you
but
wait
I'm
until I
not
got
playing
your
on
whole
you.
name.
I told you I'll get it. I just
You
don't
could
want
have
to
stopped
get
me
it
in the
right
beginning.
now.
You could have said that from the jump.
No, I thought I was gonna get it, but I'm checking around right now. I'm still gonna get it. I'm just not gonna get it right now.
You're lying.
No, I'm
You're
not.
lying. You're trying to play on me.
No, I'm not.
Man, I knew you
This
was
was
gonna
your
do this, so
idea.
you really not gonna
played
get my
this.
name,
Okay,
really?
well, if you feel like that, you played this up. This was your idea. This was your
This
idea.
was our idea.
Okay, but
This
you
was
can't.
our
You
idea.
came
We was
up-
laying together
okay.
on Instagram, and we seen the couples on Instagram. You said, "Hey, let's go get each other
That would
names."
be nice, but this was your idea. Nobody put a gun to your head and said that we're gonna go right now.
My head, really?
Yeah.
That's what you gonna use?
Yeah.
You're killing me. Come get this. Don't play me like this, man. Oh, do me that.
Okay.
And that's the same woman to bring home to your mother. That's the same type of woman y'all can't wait to bring home to your mother.
Explain that to me. See, this is what's wrong with you. So in love with white folks that you can't even have a little compassion for yourself.
So I just had to let Brother Umar, in a sense, sum that up, and he did it beautifully. Um, as I've stated to some of the brothers up here before, and especially some of the ones that decided to make videos about me, uh, a lot of y'all don't have compassion for yourselves. A lot of y'all don't have love directly for yourselves, and it, in a sense, shows. This is a clear, key example to that. The brother decided that he wanted to sit up there, play in the snow. He took his Inaba White Rabbit directly to the tattoo parlor, and they, had this idea of like, hey, we saw some Instagram photos of couples, going to get these tattoos and whatnot or whatever. So, we should go sit up there and get those too. And she more than likely did say, yeah, that'll be cute, yada, 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 right? So then they finally make it there. He's the first one, stupid, to sit in the chair and get the tattoo. And then when it's her turn, she's like, "Nah, nah, nah. I'm not really, I'm not really feeling the, I probably, she was making up all the excuses. Now there could be, a few different reasons why she's making excuses. One, because at the end of the day, she ain't really feeling you like that, right? You might be in a relationship, possibly, but she ain't really feeling you like that. Number two, she don't love you. Let me repeat that again. Number two, she don't love you. Because if this was a woman that actually cared and loved for you, and loved you, loved about you, then she would be, in a sense, it would be a Bonnie and Clyde situation. But obviously, that's not what is happening here. In number three, the most beautiful one is more than likely she has other options on the side. And if she opts to decide to get your name tattooed, that's going to bring up some red flags to the other guys that she is more than likely seeing directly on the side. Or, let me go to the last option, the very, very, very last option, right? She could be one of those ones that just want to play around with black dudes, right? She want to see what all the fuss is about. She want to have a little bit of fun, yada yada yada. And while having that fun, she's probably thinking over her options. Is it really worth being with the black guy? Can I really get anything directly from this? Am I really moving up or am I moving down? Like, what's the true benefit? Right, other than the aesthetics, other than the normal things that people pretty much say about black guys. What else really is there? And she's more than likely thinking these things over for at a part in time when she decides that, hey, well, I had interactions in my life that were negative with the men that are a part of my community. So let me just dibble and dabble directly over here for a little bit of time, have some fun. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to go right back to the men of my community. Like I said, every single example that I listed is an L for a black man. It's an L. It's a huge L. And the problem that takes place is that you have some black men out there. Like I said, I'm not talking about all now, right? You have some black men out there that suffer from this type of loathing, which I've covered before and I've talked about before, where it is that because of the negative interactions that they've had, either by way of the women in their family, either by way of their own mothers, either by way of women that they selectively chose, or also by way of just the women in the community in general, maybe their appearance, maybe the way that they dress, maybe the things that they're into, they opt and decide like, yo, I'm not about to deal with this. I'm about to sit up there and go over here. And while I'm going over here, I'm going to opt as well to talk negatively about you. Not specifically those women that gave him the mentality, right? That enabled the mentality that he has at this moment in time. But he's going to opt to talk about all. He's going to opt to bash all. He's going to opt to down talk all. He's going to opt to devalue all. He's going to opt to disrespect all. And the main thing that I consistently talk about on this channel quite a few times, actually on both channels, is that this type of thing does not need to take place and it doesn't need to happen. If at any moment in time that you opt to go over yonder and do whatever it is that you want to do, so be it. No problem. I don't have no problem with that. Do whatever it is that you want to do. It's, it's on you. Just as long as you're not sitting up there talking about black women and the black community. And I say the exact same things when I do stories like this, and I specifically talk about black women in the exact same circumstances, going through the exact same things, doing the exact same things that you see black men doing as well. So, like I said, it's a learning lesson for a lot of people here. Hopefully, the brothers out there, they'll look at this as an example as to what can potentially happen, which is a high probability and a possibility of this basically happening, and not to overlook it and try to say, well, that's just him, that's not me. Please don't do that, because I brought videos up like this, uh, speaking on, a multitude of things happening to black women by way of their own selection, the men that they chose to be with, and people are eerily silent. People don't want to speak on it. People don't want to say nothing. Or when you go on social media such as Twitter, you'll have those black women that are a part of the divested group. They'll be like, well, that's her. As if that's not another black woman that this innocence happened to by way of, her preference. So again, to, the brothers out there, y'all better pay attention, because this could easily be a whole different scenario. The same way that she opted not to do this, she could also try to opt out of other things as well, which could end up giving you time. And I'm talking about years. I'm talking about the book being thrown directly to you. The kitchen sink, the house, the dog, the New World continent, it'll be all thrown directly at you. And there's nothing that you can do about it. And ain't gonna be nobody there to defend you. You just gonna be another number in that cell, getting drained of all your energy. So like I said, I done covered a multitude of stories. I done tried to give y'all a multitude of warnings, but I also said that y'all grown. Y'all free to sit up there and do whatever it is that y'all want to do. I ain't trying to police nothing, but I am going to sit up there and try to give you a warning because I care. So if you want to forego the warning that I'm giving you, then it's on you. Godspeed.